Good morning and welcome to my channel. My name's Adrian. In this video I'm going to talk about why a gym owner gets involved with network marketing in 2026. Why did I get back into the industry? So let's get going. It's a long story. It's going to take me a few minutes to explain. So my wife and I owned a gym in Maldon in Essex. I'm out, by the way, walking the dogs. And we owned a gym called Old Ironworks Gym in Maldon. It was a bodybuilding gym. I've had that gym since 2010. And we've gone through some crap over the years. Mainly the worst thing that happened to our business was in 2020. Those of you that have had experience of the pandemic, or plandemic as I like to call it, will know that there was some restrictions put on gyms and gym owners in particular. And part of those restrictions were we weren't allowed to open. So financially we took a real hit with being closed for months upon months upon months, and this was not good, and it just affected us financially, mentally. A business that I loved for all those years was just smashed to bits. So we reopened, we shut, we reopened, we shut, we reopened again, each time rebuilding our membership. Then we had a corporate gym group open 100 feet away from us across the road, and that hit us financially. You're losing 100 members from your membership within a matter of weeks. We had to rebuild again. Then it got to 2020 and I said to my wife, I'm done with this. I'm fallen out of love with the business and I wanted something else. So I started looking. We went to the Excel, which is a business show in London, hoping to find a business, a franchise, trying to find something that was out there, something that was exciting. I'm not into all this sort of boring stuff, but bearing in mind, I'm in my 60s, so I was looking for something that was exciting, something that get the old juices going again. So I came away from there really disappointed because there was nothing, absolutely nothing. All the stuff was out there. Was HR, accountancy, boring stuff. I just, nothing excited me. So I thought, well, do you know what? I could just carry on looking. And then about 6 months later, I get an email. In fact, I tell a lie, it wasn't an email, it was a text message from a friend of mine in America. And he said to me, why don't you look at working with me internationally again? You see, I've been putting it all over Facebook. I suppose the frustration was showing in some of the posts I was putting out there. So I was ready to have a look at something. So bearing in mind we were earning good money. It wasn't just the money, it was just I needed to do something that made a difference. So we jumped on a Zoom call. That was the first time I'd ever used Zoom in my life. We jumped on that and we started to have a chat, and as most network marketing companies have great products. He told me about a story about him with his health, and I was impressed. I was impressed so much that I thought, yeah, right, this can't be true. There's nothing out there that does these sort of effects that he was telling me about. But I trusted this guy. Dave I'd known for over 25 years, and him and I had been involved with another company back in the 90s I joined that company back in 1993 and then left in 2006, mainly because the company changed the marketing plan and it became very difficult to help anyone who joined my team to make any money. And I was disillusioned by it. So that's when I quit that business. And a couple of years later, I opened a gym. I went back to what I knew. See, I've been in business since the 80s, an entrepreneur since then. I started my first business back in 1982. I'm showing my age now. So what happened next? Dave said to me, why don't you try some of our products? How many times have you heard that before? Do you know, I trusted him and I thought it's a few $100s. So I brought these products over to the UK. That's where I'm based, as you can see here, in a lovely part of Essex, where with the dogs, as I mentioned earlier. And we waited a few weeks for these things to arrive. They arrived, and I started using this one particular product myself. And my wife, by the way, was adamant that she wasn't going to get involved with this new venture that I was looking at. You know, I just became a customer at first. So I started taking this product and my health improved. You see, I had struggled with my weight most of my life. Even though I owned a gym, I was actually the fat controller at that gym. I could say that now because I'm free of it. So I started using these products. Things started to happen with my health that's really improved my health, and I wanted to persuade the wife. I wanted to persuade her to get involved with what I was doing. She weren't having none of it. She said, "You're being hoodwinked. This can't be true. These things cannot work." You know, I respected my wife, but at the same time, I knew she was wrong. And blow me, about 3 months later, my wife collapsed at home and ended up in hospital with a ruptured gallbladder. She waited 6 months for surgery, nearly died. She had peritonitis, septicemia, and our wonderful NHS, they looked after her. Well, the nurses did, and some of the doctors, but through bureaucracy, we had to wait 6 months before she had her gallbladder removed. And after that, things just got worse. You see, we were assured that Susie would get back to normal. We was assured that her life would be wonderful. We could just, you know, travel as much as we wanted to do, go away, go and see my children or my daughter in Australia, go and visit the grandkids, that everything would be fine. Well, when there's two of you running a business, do you know, it wasn't fine, because we couldn't go away. She was in hospital and I had to run the business as well. You see, I was stuck. And I say it's a business. It weren't a business as such, because I had a job. You know, I started the business to give me freedom. Well, eventually I just had a job. I was doing stupid hours at the gym and I fell out of love with it. Anyway, some of the other products the company had, one product in particular, got my wife out of a hospital bed, and within 3 days she was back to her normal self, which is a gorgeous, lovely lady. But she didn't believe that these products could do what they were doing, and she said, "I'm not taking them anymore." So she stopped taking them and she got sick again. I persuaded her to take them again. She took them and she couldn't believe it. She was out of bed and back to her normal self. So I persuaded her afterwards, because now she was a believer. She believed in these wonderful products. And I persuaded her to go to Dallas in Texas. Why did we go to Dallas in Texas? Well, we went out there because the company had an event, a summit in Dallas, and the company was only a couple of years old then. So we went, we met some wonderful people, and we started to believe that this stuff was true. It worked. And I said to my wife, we need to bring this to the UK. And she said, well, let's talk to the CEO of the company, which we did. And he flatly told me no. He said the company was too young, they weren't ready for global expansion, and we'd have to wait. Okay, so I agreed to that, and I carried on building my business from the UK using LinkedIn. And the business started to grow. And before we know it, you know, I was getting quite a good check every month coming through. And that impressed me. You see, I was looking for a way to replace my current income. Now, the gym, like as I said, the gym was doing okay, but I was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to open the gym for 5:15. It was trying, you know, it started to take its toll on me. So we were doing our network marketing business part-time and running the business still. So, what's the real reason why I got involved with network marketing? Well, that was the reason why it started. The real reason was I wanted freedom. I wanted a chance to have my freedom back. Time. You see, when you get to over 60, you say to yourself, you know, in 10 years' time, I'm going to be 70. In 20 years' time, I'm going to be 80. Well, the average age of a Brit dying is 84 years old. So if I look at my age now, I'm now 65. You know, this is not a dress rehearsal. You've got to go for it with your life. So I decided to put the gym up for sale. So in December, the 22nd December 2026, I sold the business. I walked away from that gym after nearly 16 years. So let's go back a bit. You see, on the 1st of April 2025, we were able to launch the company into the UK, and I've never looked back. The business has grown. Our income is not where it was with the gym yet, but we're getting a sizable residual income is the word, isn't it? We all want residual income. So I wanted a new business. I needed to replace my income. I wanted to have fun, travel, work with a laptop and a phone anywhere in the world. Now I've got that. So it is now March 2026. The business for me has doubled since the 2023 when I joined, and we've got lots of people joining us. And the nice part about being in your 60s, you've got a lot of life experience, and I'm able to help my people to live the life they want. It's all about lifestyle and change, and so I'm able to help them get where they want to go in life. The major thing for us, first and foremost, is health. You know, you can have as much money as you like in the world, but if you haven't got your health, you've got nothing. So that was really, really important for us. So anyway, that's where I am now. Thank you for listening. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. And if you'd like to watch more of my videos, please subscribe. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you all again very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.